Angie. How's everyone doing today? Coming on to do, I think it's day 19 of my 31 days of Christmas journal makes. I thought we would make a little quick and easy fun project. I'm calling this my Christmas flip book. Could be like a little mini ephemera holder, whatever you want to call it. But it's just using one piece of 12 by 12 paper. Okay, very easy to make. So I thought we would do it together today. Hopefully we should be able to get the construction. I don't know if we'll get all the way through the decorating process, but at least you'll get the construction part down, and then you guys, you can decorate it how you see fit, your style. Okay, so let's get started. So you're going to need one piece of 12 by 12 paper and your scoreboard. Okay, so I'm going to move this and bring my scoreboard in. Foam folder. Okay, now for this I want, since we have directional paper, you got to kind of figure out how you want the paper to lay out, because there's going to be a top flap like so, and then there's going to be a bottom flap. Okay, so they should coordinate pretty good. Okay. So that's that. Okay, so I think I got it correctly. Okay, so we're going to just line that up, and we're going to go through some scoring numbers for you, okay? Let me see. I want my pockets to be... Okay. So let's line this up, get it good and straight. And we're going to start at the here, and we're going to score it at 3 inches. Okay. Then we're going to score it at 3 1/8. Okay. And then we're going to score it at 6 1/8. I'm not pressing too hard, but I'm going to go through it at least 2 times to make sure this gets through the paper, but I don't want it to tear on me. Then after 6 1/8, we're going to go 6 1/4. Okay. Okay, and then after 6 1/4, is that right? Yeah, 6 1/4. Then we're going to go to 9 1/4. Okay. Then after 9 1/4, we're going to go 9 3/8. Oh no. Whoops. I take that back. I'm glad I didn't press too hard. After 9 1/4, we're going to go to 9 1/2. Okay. That last one, we're going to give a 1/2 inch score on that, so 9 1/2. Hopefully I didn't mess up on that. Okay, then we're going to turn it counterclockwise 1 time, line it up again, and then we're going to score it at 3 inches. And 8 1/2 inches. Okay. And that's all the scoring we need to do. So we can move our scoreboard out of the way. Then we're going to burnish all those score marks, okay? Now on these ones, there's just 1/8 of an inch gully gap in between. So I'm sure everybody's familiar with their creases, so that's kind of a very narrow area, so you have to take your time so you get both of those lines creased, okay? And then this one's 1/4 of an inch, so that'll be a little bit easier. So we're going to take this really slow. We'll do these ones first. Get all those good and creased down. Okay, those were the easy ones. Now let's see if we can get these ones. And I'm just making sure I can see the lines. So there's the first one. That's the second one that can get a little tricky on you. So sometimes I fold it back on itself so I can see. See it, because it's such a narrow, it doesn't really want to do what you want it to do sometimes. There we go. Let's get it started. Just kind of move slowly and go down the paper. Once you get it started, it's not too bad. getting it going. Let's come to this side. There we go. And kind of just walk it down. At least that's how I do it. Maybe it's a little easy for you guys. It's kind of how I do it. There we go. Okay. Then once we think we got it in place, give it a crease. Okay. Then we're going to do the same with the next one. Give it a fold on one of those lines. And then move a little slower on the next one. I'm trying to just use my light so I can see where the score mark is. Get it started. Okay, there's one side. There's the other side. And we'll try to meet it in the middle. There we go. Okay. All right. And the one with the little bit wider one shouldn't be quite as difficult. It's not really difficult. Difficult isn't the word. It's just a little more tedious. Is all. There we go. See that one? Because you have just a little bit more of a gap to work with, so the paper tends to fold easier and do what you want it to do. Okay, so that's what we've got so far. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 little squares, which the middle one's a little bit larger, okay, with 1/8 inch gap and a 1/4 inch gap. Okay, so now what we want to do, and I think I did this upside down, didn't I? Because this has to go this way. Okay. No, okay, I did it correctly. Okay. Well, no, I didn't. Let me see. I think I wanted it to go this way. I think I wanted the overflap to be longer than the shorter. Because this is actually pockets here. Which I guess you can do it either way. But this is directional paper, so... I just got to make a decision here, guys. Okay, well, we're going to keep it this way. I got my paper upside down, but we're going to just go with it. It's okay. I don't mind. You know, this is for my personal thing. But you definitely want to be careful if you're using directional paper, okay? So those are our score lines. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take a moment and we're going to remove the middle pieces. Oops, I got to turn this around. Because this is, I'm right-handed, so I want my flap to be on the left. Okay, so we're going to remove, let me grab something. We're going to remove this little spot right in here, this spot right in here, and this spot right in here, this spot right in here, and in there. Okay, if you want to take it to your scoreboard or something and cut it however you see fit, I'm just going to try and eyeball it and just get it right on the score lines. Okay, so we're going to do that real quick. I may not be completely in frame, but I just got to get close so I can see what I'm doing. It'll just take a moment. Kind of got little shadows going. It's late in the day here, so kind of got a little shadow. Okay, we're going to cut right up to that first score line. Okay, and snip that off. Okay, we're going to bring it again so I can see what I'm doing. Okay. Okay, and then the next one. And again, the last one on the left is going to be a little bit of a wider gap. Or actually on this one, we're going to remove this whole square. Okay, these whole squares there. Yes. Sorry, just want to make sure I don't tell you guys the wrong thing. Okay, snip that off. Okay, then we're going to do the top same way. Okay, so that comes off. And then these two inner gussets come out. And then from there, after you've got your score lines made and creased and all your cuts made, then you got to decide if you're not using a double-sided piece of paper, you need a coordinating piece of paper to decorate the insides, because you can see this is all white. So you need a second piece of paper for lining. So something that you think that might coordinate with your outside paper. And if you have a piece of double-sided Christmas paper, that'd be perfect. But I do not, so we're gonna have to line it. Okay, so this is what we have, guys, right here. Now that's basically the layout for the project, because these are gonna come up. Oopsie, gotta flip it around, don't I? Okay, we're gonna flip it up, which is the top and which is the bottom. Okay, that's the way it should be. And you could do it that way, which is fine. Yeah, that's right. I didn't want the pockets. Yeah. Which we can correct that. We've got about an inch, a little over an inch overflap. So what we can do, we can leave it as is. You just have a nice deep pocket, which will be, what is that? 1, 2, 3, almost about 3.5 inch deep pocket, which if that's fine with you, just leave it as is. And you know what? I'm just gonna leave it. I kind of wanted about a 3-inch depth for a pocket. So if I were to go to there, which that's really not that big of a deal. I'm just gonna simplify it, guys. Okay. So here's our project. These are going to come up and get glued down, and they're going to be pockets, and these are going to be overflaps. Okay. Now, if you wanted to, you will come in, you will glue all the left and the right sides of your pockets. Okay. But you're going to lay down some coordinating paper first, or, which is what we're going to do, is leave them open, and then you can put an additional pocket or just a pretty space there, however you see fit. I keep going back and forth. First I say pockets, and then I say no pockets. You could do 1 pocket, you can do 2 pockets, have one be a flip out. That's something you can do. Totally up to you. It's customizable, okay? So, now from here we've got to decorate the inside of these little boxes that we've in. So we're working with a 3 inches by 5.5, and we'll start with the middle. And I brought in some paper, so I'm not sure which I wanted to use. See, that's a nice little combination there. I like that. But then I also liked this one. I can't decide. All right, we're gonna go with this one. So now we got to do 3 panels, and it's 3 by 5. So we're gonna go just a little bit shy of that. And I'll do it this way. So rather than 3, we're just gonna go like just a smidge shorter than 3. And actually, I'm just gonna cut them all at the same time. 1, 2, 3. Okay, Okay, that's the width, and then the length is 5.5. So we're just gonna go a little bit shy of 5.5, not even 5 3/8, a little bit. Right, I think that should do it right about there. Okay. So then we're gonna put that down, and that's gonna be our inside decorative panels, just like so. Okay. And then we're going to put our, that'll go there, that one will go there, and that one will go there, leaving the gussets free. Okay. Leaving the 2 gussets in the middles of each of those 3 panels free. Okay. So that will fit there. But before we do that, we need to put some thumb pulls on these, because these are pockets. So all we need to do for that is just line these 3 panels up like so. Just get them straight. And I'm going to bring my envelope punch board in. You can use a circle cutter, whichever type shape you want to do for your thumb pulls. And I'm going to try and get in the middle and give it a cut. Alrighty. Okay, so we bring it back through, and here we've got our page layouts, just like so. Okay. Now we don't want to glue this piece down yet, only because we need to make a flap closure for the top flap. Okay, and I have an idea for those. So let's go ahead, lay these down first. And I don't think I'm going to do any inking on this project, but if you were to do inking, you'd want to do it before you do any gluing down, of course. Okay. And just be careful and get that lined up. Inside of your gusset lines, centered as best you can. And down we go. Okay, just like that. Do all 3 of them the same way. Hope I'm not making this too confusing for you guys. I just kind of got a little turned around a little bit there with the direction of the paper and how I want my pockets to lay, or should I say how deep I wanted my pockets to be. But it's not a really big deal, but if you're making the project, you definitely want it to come out the way you want it to come out. Okay, so that's the 3rd one. And I get a little tongue-tied and I get a little stressed and worried that I'm not going to get my project completed in the allotted time that I'm given on my videos. So like right now I'm looking at the clock and I have 10 minutes left to get this constructed with you guys. So that's why I say at least I get the construction part down, and then the decorating part will be totally up to you. Okay, so there we go. So this will be glued down. This will be glued down, and this will be glued down. But before we do that, this is going to be an overflap, okay? So we need to figure out how we want that to be. And what I was thinking was we would take these little pieces here that we've got, maybe fold these in half, and use those as closures, like so. And then we've got a coordinating paper. Okay, so let's fold these 3 little bits here in half and glue those together closed well. Okay, we can just do a finger press. It's not a real big thing. Okay, get these glued closed. Okay. And I've got myself 3 clasps that I want to use. They're snowflake shapes. Okay, so we got those down. Get those glued down and pressed real well. Okay, then we got to decide if we're just going to use them as is or if we want to make them a little bit smaller. And I think I do by just a smidge. So I'm just going to line those up. They are currently 1.5 inches. So I'm going to go down just about 1.25 inches. I'm just going to take off 1/4 inch. It's not much, but just my preference, okay? All right, now from there, what we've got to do is bring in my little push pin clasps that I'm going to use. They're just these little ones right here. Okay, and I've got myself a hole punch, and I am just going to eyeball where that's going to be, right about there, so about 1/2 inch up, because it's a large snowflake. Okay, and in we go. Okay, now I'm going to position those so they don't show. And that will get glued down just like that. Okay, so we're going to do all 3 of those, but before we do that, I'm going to take this one back out real quick, and just so I can line up all 3 of my holes together. Okay, and I'm going to use the first one as a guide. And recut that hole right in the same position. Okay, now put that back in, turn it, position it, okay, so there we've got our 3 little flap closures, and then we want to glue those down. So we want to just position where we want those to be. Probably want that to live right in the middle as best we can, right about there, and that will hold our top flap down. Okay, all right, so I'm going to hold that in place, and I'm going to put some glue down. And I will not be able to get this decorated with you guys because I'm down to 5 minutes left. Okay, so there's the first one. And I'm going to turn it this way just so I could try to line all 3 of them up as best I can. And I'll use my ruler, like something like put it on the line. But totally up to you how specific you want each one to sit. Okay, there we go. Now I'm going to put some glue on this one. And I think I might have put too much. It's going to ooze out on me, so I'll rub some on this one. Okay, and I'm going to lay that one down right there. Try and let that glue dry a little bit. Bring some more in for this one. And I'm trying to just eyeball it as best I can. Okay. And give all of those a good hold. I think that first one is catching pretty well. Okay. And there we go. Once we know that those are glued down really well, we can go ahead and close our pockets. Just a small stream of glue on both sides and close those pockets up. Very easy project, guys. I probably made it look and sound a lot more difficult than it really is. But it's a really cute project using just one piece of 12 by 12 paper. Okay. And I'm just calling it my mini flip book. You know, put some little goodies, some ephemera pizzas in there, put a tag in each of the pockets, and you've got yourself a really nice project. Okay, there we go. Now all we have to do is cut another piece of coordinating paper for there, and those flat measurements are 3 inches by 3 inches, and then a coordinating piece of paper for here again, so that will be 5.5 by 2.5. Okay, so I think for that, let's see which one I want to use. I think I want to use this one, but that's kind of a lot of red, huh? Maybe I'll go with that one. Okay. All right. So we're just going to do these real quick, and then I'm going to have to say goodbye on this video, guys. Okay. But I hope I was clear enough on the construction of this using one 12 by 12 paper for you, and make yourself a really cute flip book. Okay. So I'm going to bring my scoreboard in for a moment. My guillotine, and what I say that was 3 by 3. So we need 3 pieces cut down to 3 inches by 3 inches, or just a hair shy of that. Okay. So 3, a little bit shy of 3, 3, 3. Okay, so I got 4 pieces here, but we only need 3. I'm trying to get this done real quick, because I only have 2 minutes left, guys. Okay, hopefully that's glued. And we will glue that down to there. That one gets glued down to there. And that one gets glued down to there. Okay, then we need one 2.5 by 5.5. So I'm going to bring another piece of paper in, and just a little bit shy of 2.5 by 5.5. Let's see if I cut that down correctly. And that will go there. Okay. And for, let's see. Then once you get those glued down, and I'm just going to move these temporarily just to show you real quick. I'm running out of time here, guys. That will be your closure there. That will be your closure for that one. That will be your closure for that one. Then this will flip close this way. That's why you allow yourselves just a little small gusset. Okay. Then that one will close that way. And then this one is your outer flap will close that way. Then all you've got to do is decide what type of closure you have here. You could put yourself a Velcro, you could put yourself a button with some Christmas twine, wrap it around, however you want to do it, okay? So that's my project, guys. A cute little flip folio, Christmas flip folio, okay? Just like so. So I'm going to go ahead and get this finished up, and I will show you completed before we start on the next video on day 19, okay? If you have any questions, just leave me a comment. I will respond. I do apologize if I was kind of all over the place there on this video, but it's a really cute project. And also another idea to decide if you want to shape your flaps, if you want to shape your closure there, whatever you want to do, and then just bring some small elements for further decoration, and you're good to go. Okay, so thank you so much for watching, guys. God bless, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye bye.